Yep. Yeah. Okay. For time's sake, honestly, because we could continue. Let's see. It says, Dear Juanita, I hope you're fine. I'm okay. I'm ready because I heard you were sick. At the moment, I'm having a great time expecting some days off with the family. All around me were scared because they didn't know when to go, so I had to do something. This is an interesting and quiet place to spend some time with the whole family. Well, it makes sense. People told me the weather was rainy, but actually it is sunny and we had a great time together. We're staying in a beautiful and crazy hotel with spacious rooms and a lot of things like a refrigerator and a TV. It's quite noisy, but you before said it was only quiet. Now it's quite noisy because they're building a hotel next door, so I got crazy because I couldn't sleep. Also, every morning someone yells at us. We're spending some time in the pool every day. What is this? Cooking?
Oh yeah, cooking.
Cooking and having fun. Okay, it makes sense. It does make sense. You're talking about going to a family. Where did you go? Where's the place? Who wrote about the place?
I think it was me.
Okay, so what was the place?
A hotel.
Yes, it was interesting and quiet.
Cozy.
Yes, cozy, yes, correct. And who wrote about the weather? What was the weather like?
At the beginning it was rainy, but I think it got sunny later.
Okay, correct. And why was it noisy?
You were building a hotel.
Very good. Okay, and you couldn't sleep. Right. And what happened in the morning? Lou, it's you.
No.
What happened in the morning?
Yeah. Maybe one of the employees yelled, telling the guests that breakfast was ready.
Right, and right now, what are you doing?
By the pool, having fun, cooking.
Okay,
You're
correct.
doing comprehension checks at the right
Yeah,
time.
I'm doing comprehension
Yes,
checks about the
great.
things that you wrote.
Yes.
Yes, and we are building a story because it made sense, so we can continue building up comprehension. And well, an example of these, you have it also here. I included a sample of these postcards here. When you're using free time activities from Step Forward, you can use this, yes? It's just a sample. You can create your own in Word. You type them, and you can use these with the hyphens, hyphen, and you can just bend the paper and use it like the way you want it. Sometimes you don't have to give these beginnings. You just have to give them the space so they begin writing, yes? But generally, I include, this also includes, but you should include some clue.
Okay.
So it connects one
Something,
idea with the
yes.
next. You say next, then, on the other hand, that also builds on organization. Yes? Well, so basically those are the three activities that I generally work on. Those are the most popular activities for me. I do these two, you can see here. And this is a collage of interesting pictures and movies. I have chosen, for example, Avatar and Albert Einstein. This is a picture of some art.
Painting by
Yes, and this is Darth Vader. So the idea here is that you elaborate on creativity. Writing and speaking are a lot about creativity, especially writing. It's a lot about creativity. So how could they connect these four things together? Yes, you can do this easily also in PowerPoint or in any editor. You can just put the pictures together and include these bubbles so they can come up with your ideas. Okay, I have done with Hello Kitty and Winnie the Pooh. So it's up to you all, okay? And well, I was going to do that here, but I think we should, like, you know what to do with these. So maybe if you would like to have one of these, I have 4. So you can choose like who would like to have one. It's just a sample. You think you can give like a little better use? You can do that. Carlitos, this is for you.
You say connect the four, right?
Yes. How could you connect those ideas? So when you're writing a story, you say first blah blah blah, suddenly, and then Albert Einstein speaks. And at the end, Darth Vader came to the earth and
But this
blah
is
blah
not
blah.
Darth Vader, this is Cat Vader.
Is it?
Oh yeah, it's a cat Vader, yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, so those are just ideas. If you prefer, for example, to watch Grey's Anatomy or those Big Bang Theory things, you can come up with your own collage and have your students have some fun. This is only warm-up. This is not really building up the writing process. We're just warming up some creativity, opening their minds in a writing class. Nobody likes to write, honestly. Maybe we as teachers do because we're teachers. We're aimed to do that, but students are not. So this also enhances creativity, kinesthetic learners, visual learners, auditive learners, because there is comprehension and discussion. So let's move on to the writing process. I'm going to show you some stages and tools suggested. All the writing processes begin like this: pre-writing, drafting, that is writing, revising, and editing. Okay? Editing means that you're actually correcting the mistakes. Revising is the one that we say proofreading. Okay? Generally, our students do only directly their writing, and they're not able to correct their own mistakes. And that is something that we should teach our students to do, to be aware of their mistakes, okay? To build the self-awareness. So for this reason, we're going to work especially on these two last ones, on revising and editing. Pre-writing and writing will be just seen slightly, okay? Now, for the pre-writing activities, I have suggested these three. We have Wordle. Wordle is it's like a brainstorming tool. Okay, in there you can write as many ideas as possible in a text editor online, and they create collage of words. Okay. Here, the other one is Read, Write, and Think. This is an essay map. I'm sorry, the star is covering part of here. Let me write it here. Yeah. So this Read, Write, and Think. This is an essay map. Here you can have your students organize their essays in a computer. I'm gonna show you. Here. So your name, what is your name? Andrea. And my topic is medical emergencies. Get started. So here, what is your introduction? You write your thesis statement. In my opinion, everyone should be willing to help others, especially while in an emergency, in a medical emergency. Okay, so this is my intro, and then I go down, and here I have idea 1, idea 2, idea 3. I will write 3 reasons. 1, everyone's human. 2, I don't know. I wouldn't like that to happen to me and have no one to help me. 3, giving a hand is something we were born to do. Okay? And here I go with conclusion, supporting idea, details for idea 2, for idea 1. You see, you can add supporting ideas for 1, 2, 3 sentences. And then you go to the conclusion. In conclusion, blah, 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 finish. and you can save, print. You can print what you have done. You can print it into a PDF file, so they don't have to really print it. They can send it to you. Here it is. Let me make it bigger so you can see. This is what we did.
How do you find it?
How did I find it? I always used it. I learned this in a course online.
Great.
Yeah. So look, the ideas are there.
Mhm.
It's not the essay. It's just an organization.
Yeah. That's a previous job, yeah.
Yes. And well, here you can print it, guardar como PDF. Yes. And you save it. I think it's really handy. It's interactive. So you can say, okay, students, today we're going to write the first essay, but let's go to the laboratory. Okay, let's go to the laboratory. You're going to open this website, and yeah, because you don't have computers in the classroom. So please go to the lab, and I want you to do the outline here. I want you, because the book, your book, where is it?
It has something like that.
Yeah, it does. It has lines.
Uh-huh.
But I think sometimes you need to include some variety. So you take your students to the lab and say, okay, let's go do the organization, the outline this way, in this website. You write your name, you print it, or you save it as a PDF and you send it to my email.
Isn't there an app for it?
There's an app.
Is there an app for it?
You can use this on online from your cell phone, yes, but I don't think there's an app.
Okay.
I haven't found out. So here you can say essay map, Andrea Aguirre, you save it.
It's not an app, it's ORG.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's ORG, yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
it's not an app.
Yeah. So, and here you can print. You can make a new map. Start new, and then, well, another one. You can print a blank map. If you want to do it in the course, and you don't have time, you can also print it.
That's nice, alright.
Yes? So it's just
Something different.
yes,
yeah,
correct.
Something different.
Mhm.
Just not to be focused on the textbook.
Sometimes, especially writing students are very, I don't know how to say this word.
The math
Very, very
separates the
passive,
parts.
yes.
So,
Like,
And
they don't
it-
get confused.
Yes.
They always get confused.
And
They don't know how to start.
yes, and they're very sedentary students because they're like, okay, let's write, okay, let's read, okay. So stay in your same position for 100 hours. It's too much. So taking them to the lab, it kind of varies them, maybe opens their mind, because while they're writing, they're like, oh my God, what are we going to do in the laboratory? Okay, and you send them previously the link.
No, I don't have anything.
Yeah. Okay, it's fine. I will just show you what I did. So, well, I created these. I don't know if you could see.
That congratulations email would Andrea receive it, right? Because it was Andrea, Leopoldo, and who else? And
Yes.
Ricky.
And Ricardo, yes. Well, this is it.
Because of the ECC.
Okay, so here, this is a bulletin board. And the idea here is that you can share with your class. You send these a sticky, it's called sticky. Okay, so you send these, post about something you want to do someday. So here you click, and here you send it to your students list.
Oh.
For example, let's see, say Coral, blah, 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 blah.
Like a presentation.
And you receive, yes. And what I'm doing is inviting you to collaborate with me on this bulletin board. Okay? You can collaborate with me with this sticky. I can tell you to write here. You will see everything. But if I gave you permission, you can write. Otherwise, you're just watching things. So for example, you can also watch this video that is on Acts piece. This is a video I show my students in Reading and Writing 2. Reading and Writing 2, yes, when they talk about advertising.
Okay.
And I show them how deceiving an advertising can be. In this case, this advertisement, let me show you just a bit of it. Here you see the video executes in the same bulletin board. You don't have to open an extra window. And I tell them to predict, what is that? And they say, Miss, that's a bomb. Okay, and what is that? And they say, that's Vietnam. And Rambo is going to appear, and things like that. They begin, And what is that?
Yeah, war.
That's war. So they connect and they say, why do these three things have in common? It's war. Okay, war. And they say, like, but what does it have to do with advertisement? I say, wait and see, wait. And then, let me just move it forward. There it looks like if they were going to attack China, he's going to make the bombs explode. Look at the people's faces. And the kids are running. Huh? And then you stop and tell them to predict. Obviously, this is to open their minds before they do any kind of writing. Look.
Whoa.
I love the message of this propaganda.
War.
Nice.
Yes. And my students are like, yes, this is the shocking effect that you want to show on your students before they write. So they have a lot of ideas where to come from. This opens their mind. Even though sometimes it may not be on the specific, they will not write about this commercial, but they will have to write about advertisements so they know how to compare. And when you see their writings, they begin saying something about Coca-Cola, that in the Coca-Cola commercial I saw this, and they compare this with this commercial, so it opens their mind a little bit. And here, there was another sticky I created. In your opinion, what is the biggest risk when students are not motivated to write? And well, here you can share the questions, okay? You would like to send to and keep a copy, blah, blah, blah. So, you can select from a list of names if you have them in your Outlook. Or, for example, here you tell them to post. When you begin writing your answers, this is full of sticky notes of all your answers. These will get full of it.
Like creating a bulletin board there, but digitally. That's the idea.
Yes, so here you can include videos, pictures, yes, documents, and collaborate. Well, the registry is free. You can use your Facebook account or your Gmail account. Like I told you, Gmail is always handy for these type of things. And there are others like Bubble, there are mind maps that you can find online for free. They're not pricey or anything. The problem with mind maps that you cannot collaborate is that your students have to actually come to the computer and type. There are a lot of resources you can use in your classes to organize your ideas and create the pre-writing. Not just using your books and tell them to write, just vary from time to time. One day use Post-its, the other day use Lino. There's another one you can see here, thank you Juanqui. And this one for essays, I think it's very practical, yes. So we just saw the pre-writing activity. Like I told you, pre-writing is never a problem. The problem is they don't have creativity and they don't like to write. But that depends on us and the motivation that we put on this. I recommend you to change the environment from time to time, take them to the laboratory. But in the laboratory we only do the Rosetta Stone. Yes, but the laboratory has internet. You can use the internet for other purposes. Now, the writing, the drafting, the one that you actually have to write, I can suggest this for you. This is another type of writing. This is not essay writing or letter writing.
The drafting part.
Yes. This is to make comics. MakeBelievesComics.com. There's another one that's called Pixton.com. I know you know Pixton. We have presented Pixton in the previous OTAs, but if you don't know, it's Pixton.com. To make comics. It's free. This is another one I tried this week. It's called Toondoo.com. Yes? And also it's used to create comics. You use your own language and you tell them a topic, obviously. And your students will come up with a story written there. For me, this one was very good, especially for lower levels, storyjumper.com. And obviously the Google Docs and shared documents, collaboration tool. Yes? This is more for high intermediate students, Google Docs and shared documents. Here, okay? I want to go through storyjumper.com. Let me show you this one. Storyjumpers.com. This is better for low, beginners and low beginners. Storyjumper.com. If you ever have to, well, there's a tutorial here. So I'm gonna show you the tutorial. You can choose a story. Oh Jesus Christ, we don't have. Let me show you myself. Here. So yesterday I was working on this. So I wrote Andrea and the Popcorn Dragon. That's my story. Okay.
Where do you get the pictures?
Yeah.
They give you the pictures. They suggest. Yes. And here you can write a dedication. This book is dedicated to blah 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 blah. And here begins page 1. A long time ago near blah 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 blah. You can edit. And they give you pictures. If you want to, here, you can change the picture to another picture. And well, there are blank pages, and you see Andrea, you see. And this helps. Okay, they suggest you books. You have this, for example, and you can include this in the middle of your. And here you can add some text, okay? Eliminate this. Yeah. And here you can add more things like balloons to make your story more interesting, okay? If you want a text box, like I was telling you, the bubbles to speak or to write. Like you can give them like half of the story and then the rest let them do it, etc. So for example, this book is 21 pages and you can make them smaller. Here, back cover. Yeah, wait. And here, you can download Farfaria in your phone, blah blah, Kindle Fire for more stories like this one. This is a story, it's called Farfaria. And I just adapted the story to what I wanted. So this is also good. Believe it or not, even if they're adults, they have some imagination. The problem is that we're not really forcing them to do something. You can add a photo of yourself.
That's what I was about to ask you.
Yes.
You can add a
You have to create an account. I log in with my Facebook, but you will have to create an account for that. You can add your own photos and come up with your own family album or things like that, yeah. And the front cover could change colors, etc., etc., etc. You can print or save, but for all those purposes, you have to register, obviously. So this is a little bit more work for your students, but as a project, it works. Not for class, but for project. Like, okay, today we're going to begin with our first part of our project, so let's begin with the beginning of our story. It's freshman. So let's talk about the first day of class. And let me take a picture. Okay, send you the picture to your emails. For tomorrow, I want the first paragraph of your story about your first day of class, and you model the language. Yes. So by the end of freshman 1, probably they can have a nice album of memories of things that have happened that they have discussed in class. I am working on this with my speaking students, intermediate, because I record their debates, their everything. So I have everything recorded. And I have a lot of pictures, so I told them to form as a project this for the last day of class, and they will have to present it.
Can I get pictures like from real people?
Yes.
From the internet, like save them and then drag them to this and kidding.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because it says upload photos here or search photos.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's-
So you can maybe,
you have the file in your laptop, so you
Uh-huh.
will just look for it and then paste
well, here you see doctor and you can find in their
Mhm.
own database
it.
pictures of a doctor.
Oh, okay, so they have different, I thought it was only for kids.
No.
Yeah.
In fact, adding what Andrea says, not only for freshmen and ECCE, you will
Right.
write it about an essay,
Right.
about a topic that you will focus on that day, yeah, about the unit. And they'll have to find out the real pictures as Andrea referred.
And, well, it's a story, so, this develops imagination a lot.